Elon Musk has just featured in one of the most phenomenal interviews I've ever seen him feature in. He was on top form. Check this out.
I call AI and robotics the supersonic tsunami. We're in the singularity.
When is all white-collar work gone?
Anything short of shaping atoms, AI can do half or more of those jobs right now.
There's no on-off switch. It is coming and accelerating.
The transition will be bumpy.
You have a solution to this.
I want to make a bet here.
China's done an incredible job, right? I mean, it's running circles around us. Do you imagine that the US could make that level of investment and commitment?
Based on current trends, China will far exceed the rest of the world in AI compute.
Every major CEO and economist and government leader should be like, what do we do?
We don't have any system right now to make this go well, but AI is a critical part of making it go well.
There are three things that I think are important. Truth will prevent AI from going insane. Curiosity, I think, will foster any form of sentience. And if it has a sense of beauty, it will be a great future.
It's going to be an awesome future.
So Elon's latest interview is nearly 3 hours long. So to save you guys some time, I've pulled out my 3 favorite clips. But then at the end of this video, I'm going to share with you a bonus clip, which honestly had me in absolute stitches. One of my favorite Elon Musk moments ever featured in this interview. So without further ado, here is my 3rd favorite clip from the pod.
I call AI and robotics the supersonic tsunami.
Yes.
Which maybe is a little alarming.
I think
It's good. It's good. Well, because the world needs a wake-up call.
Right?
Yeah. This is important for folks to grok because I don't want to leave people depressed. I want people to understand what's coming. So we're basically demonetizing everything. I mean, labor becomes the cost of capex and electricity. AI is basically intelligence available at a de minimis price. So you're able to produce almost anything. Things get down to basic costs of materials and electricity, right? So people can have whatever stuff they want, whatever services they need.
Yes.
It's not, when we say universal high income, it sounds like it's a tax and redistribute, but that's not the case.
I think my best guess for how this will manifest is that prices will drop.
Yeah.
So as the efficiency of production or the provision of services drops, prices will drop. I mean, prices in dollar terms are the ratio between the output of goods and services and the money supply.
Sure.
So if your output of goods and services increases faster than the money supply, you will have deflation, or vice versa. So
it's a good thing we're growing the money supply so quickly, then.
Right. Exactly.
Well,
yes. That's why I came to let's not worry about growing the money supply. It won't matter because the output of goods and services actually will grow faster than the money supply. And I think we'll be in this, and this is a prediction I think some others have made, but I will add to it, which is that I think governments will actually be pushing to increase money supply, like
faster.
Yes, they won't be able to waste the money fast enough, which is saying something for government.
Isn't it crazy how close those timelines just randomly worked out? I mean, at the rate, because we're expanding the national debt, not because we're anticipating AI. We were going to do that no matter what.
Yes.
And so it's like right on the edge of becoming Argentina.
But yeah, it's
right
just
at the time that AI
the productivity is going to improve dramatically, and it is improving dramatically. I think we'll see. I think we may see high double-digit output of goods and services. We have to be a little careful about how economists measure things.
Yes.
Yeah, GDP sucks isn't measured.
Totally
and I mean, it's like my favorite joke. I have a few economist jokes that I like, but maybe my favorite one economist joke is 2 economists are going for a walk in the forest, and they come across a pile of shit. And one economist says, "I'll pay you $100 to eat a pile of shit."
I've heard this one. This is great.
Yeah, you heard this one.
Go ahead.
And so the guy takes $100 and eats the shit. Then they keep walking. They come across another pile of shit, and the other guy says, "Okay, I'll give you $100 to eat a pile of shit." So he gives him $100, and then the guys can say, "Wait a second, we both have the same amount of money." and we both ate a pile of shit.
Oh my God! It sounds
it's like but we increased the economy by $200. This is the kind of bullshit you get in economics.
Yeah.
But if you say like just the output of goods and services, will be much greater. Like you just need to.
So profitability of companies go through the roof. At some point, but so the question becomes: is that taxed by the government? Is that then taxed by the government and redistributed as some level of income as a UHI or UBI? In other words, one of the questions is if, in fact, this future we hit massive productivity and massive profitability because we're dividing by zero. The cost of labor has gone to nothing. The cost of intelligence has gone to nothing, and we're still producing products and services faster and faster. So there's more profitability. Someone needs to be buying it. And someone needs to be able to have the capital to buy it. I mean, this is an important question to get thought through.
Yeah. Well, one like side recommendation I have is like, don't worry about like squirreling money away for retirement in like 10 or 20 years. It won't matter.
No.
Okay.
Either we're not going to be here, or
it just like. It's you won't need to save for retirement.
We might dodge a massive inflation crisis purely by accident because AI productivity gains are scaling at the exact moment governments are expanding money supply. Think about what's been happening with the US national debt. They're adding trillions of dollars every year, not because anyone's planning for AI, just because that's what governments do. The US was heading towards an Argentina-style currency crisis. Everyone knows it. We're just waiting to see when it would blow up. Then AI shows up and completely changes the equation. When productivity explodes, you can actually print money without causing inflation because you're producing so much more stuff. What Elon's describing is deflation through abundance. Prices drop when goods and services grow faster than the money supply. We're going to have Optimus robots that'll cost around $3 an hour to run once you factor in electricity and maintenance. You've got AI that's got the potential to replace half of white-collar work today. You've got autonomous vehicles about to eliminate the cost of transportation. When labor costs approach zero and intelligence becomes nearly free, the cost of making anything drops to basically materials and electricity. That's massive deflation. If money printing had continued for another decade without AI, we could potentially be dealing with some serious levels of inflation. Instead, we're potentially heading to this weird spot where both are happening at once. Governments keep printing and productivity keeps exploding, and they roughly balance out. But what's even crazier is that governments are probably going to end up pushing to print more money, not less. They'll see productivity gains and think they have room to spend, and for once, they might actually be right. So that's the macro picture, but the competitive dynamic is where things get really interesting. This is my second favorite clip from the pod, and it's a banger.
When is all white-collar work gone? By when?
Well, there's a lot of inertia. So even with AI at its current state, I'd say you're pretty close to being able to replace half of all jobs.
And you know that
white-collar jobs, that includes anything like education too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So anything that involves information, and anything short of shaping atoms, AI can do probably half or more of those jobs right now.
Sure.
But there's a lot of inertia. People just keep doing the same thing for quite some time. And there actually has to be a company that makes more use of AI that competes with a company that makes less use of AI, creating a forcing function for increased use of AI.
Right.
Otherwise, the company that still has humans do things that AI can do will still continue to exist. Being a computer used to be a job. So it used to be that a human computer, being a computer was a job. You would compute numbers.
Sure.
It didn't used to be a machine. It used to be a job description.
Yep.
And there, you can look online. There's these pictures of where they're having skyscrapers full
of women copying, mostly women copying from ledger to ledger.
And men too, but people. It was a lot of women, but there were just buildings full of people just at desks doing calculations.
Yeah.
So they'd be calculating the interest in your bank account, or some science experiment or something like that, or what. But if you want calculations done, people would do it. Now, one laptop with a spreadsheet can outperform a skyscraper of several hundred human computers,
right?
Of people doing calculations. Now, if even a few cells in that spreadsheet were done manually, you would not be able to compete with a spreadsheet that was entirely a computer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What this means is that companies that are entirely AI will demolish companies that are not.
Right.
It won't be a contest.
Agreed.
That's
And
a good
that
analogy.
that flipping.
Yeah, just one cell in that.
Just one. If
I'm gonna do that.
would you want
home,
even
actually.
one cell in your spreadsheet to be manually calculated?
Yeah.
That would be the most annoying cell, and you're like, God damn it.
Yeah.
And gets it wrong a bunch of the time.
Yeah.
Introduces error rate.
Yeah.
So this flippening, if you would,
The flippening.
The quickening.
The flippening.
Are we monetizing hope effectively?
Yes. not at this moment. I think we're at peak doom for people worried about the future of their jobs. We're at peak doom.
We're going to do that.
I'll send you the T-shirt
and the mug.
And the mug. Monetizing hope.
Monetizing hope.
Yes.
The mug.
But you have a solution to this, which is UHI.
Yes, everyone can have whatever they want.
Companies that run entirely on AI will demolish hybrid companies, not because they build better products, but because their cost structure will be 10 to 100 times more efficient. I absolutely loved this spreadsheet example, and I think it nails it. Half a century to 100 years ago, if you needed calculations done, you hired human computers, actually people sitting there doing the maths at desks. There were buildings full of them, copying numbers from ledgers to ledger and running calculations by hand. Then spreadsheet software showed up. One person with a laptop could outperform an entire building of human computers. And if your company still had even one cell that required manual calculation, you'd be at a massive disadvantage. That one cell would slow everything down, it would introduce errors, make you uncompetitive, and be a gigantic bottleneck for you. We're about to see the same thing happen across every industry, but faster. AI can already do about half of white-collar work, according to Elon Musk today. Anything that's just moving information around, writing reports, analyzing data, customer service, basic legal work, accounting, AI can handle it. Companies that go all in on AI will have cost structures that are absurdly lower than companies still using humans. You're not paying salaries, benefits, office space, HR overhead. You're just paying for compute and electricity. A company with 500 employees spending $50 million per year on labor could do the same work with AI for maybe $2 or $3 million in cloud costs. The competitive dynamic is brutal. Two companies selling the same product, one uses AI for everything it can and still uses mostly humans. The AI company can undercut on price by maybe 30 to 40% and still have higher margins. The human-run company can't compete. They either switch to AI or they die. And this forcing function is what drives adoption. Companies won't move to AI because they want to be innovative or because they care about efficiency. They'll move to AI because competitors who move first are eating their lunch. And I think the timeline on this is faster than people think. Elon says there's a lot of inertia. People keep doing things the same way even when better options exist. But once a few companies in each industry prove the model works, everyone else has maybe 18 months, 24 months to catch up, or they're going to be done. We saw this with e-commerce, eating retail. We saw this with streaming, eating cable. We're about to see it with AI eating traditional employment. And this cost advantage doesn't just apply to software companies. This is my favorite clip from the podcast, and it's a bloody banger.
When do you think Optimus will be a better surgeon than the best surgeons. How long for that?
3 years.
3 years. Okay. Yeah. And by the way,
I'd say 3 years at scale.
Yes. All
Meaning
of a sudden,
there'll probably be more optimist robots that are great surgeons than there are all surgeons on Earth.
And the cost of that is the capex and electricity, and it works in Zimbabwe. The best surgeon is in the villages throughout Africa or any place on the planet.
Yeah, where do you think it'll roll out first? Not the U.S., obviously.
Here at the Gigafactory.
Oh, you just do surgery in the...
But that's an important statement in 3 years' time.
Yeah.
Because medicine,
I'm not like absolutely certain, but I'd say if you say like 4 years, I'd be absolutely
If it's 4 or 5 years, who cares? That's still an incredible statement to make. I mean, good for humanity, right? All of a sudden you demonetize.
Okay, here's the thing to understand about like humanoid robots in terms of the rate of improvement, which is that you have 3 exponentials multiplied by each other. You have an exponential increase in the AI software capability, exponential increase in the AI chip capability, and an exponential increase in the electromechanical dexterity. The usefulness of the humanoid robot is it's those 3 things multiplied by each other.
Right.
Then you have the recursive effect of Optimus building Optimus.
Right. And then you have the shared...
So you have a recursive, multiplicable, triple exponential.
And you have the shared knowledge of all the experiences.
Is that literally Optimus building Optimus, or is it because
not right now, but will be.
The physical humanoid form factor building the humanoid form, as opposed to...
It's a von Neumann machine.
Yeah, I love that.
But the von Neumann machine is usually something kind of like this shape, making something else this shape.
No, it's just, in principle, it's simply a self-replicating thing.
Elon, do you know what the number one question you ask a surgeon when you're interviewing them?
Is this a surgeon joke?
No. It's how many times do you do that?
There's got to be some funny surgeon jokes.
I wish. No, it's serious. It's how many times did you do the surgery this morning?
Sorry?
How many times did you do the surgery this morning or yesterday? It's the number of experiences, right? And so with a shared memory, every Optimus surgeon will have seen every possible perturbation of every case.
Like it won't be possible for
in infrared, in ultraviolet. No, not too much caffeine that morning. They didn't have a fight with their husband or wife. Yeah.
Extreme precision.
Yes.
3 years.
Yes. Better than any. Probably, I'd say if you like put a little margin on it, better than any human in 4 years.
Who's in plastic surgery?
By 5 years, it's not even close.
So what about the simple, like, there's a million of these things to figure out, but who's going to have access to the first Optimus that does far, far better microsurgery than any surgeon on Earth, but you've only manufactured the first 10,000 of them?
No,
how do you dole it out?
I don't think people understand how many robots there's going to be.
Yeah.
Well, there's got to be a window of time where there's 10,000.
10 billion by 2040. You still on that path?
That's a low number.
A low number.
Wow. What's the constraint? What's the because if they're self-building,
metal. The constraint is metal.
Yeah, or lithium. Or,
you got to move the atoms.
It's just all out. Just supply chain stuff.
So but your point.
I mean, there's some rate limit. You can't just manufacturing is very difficult. So it's recursive, multiplicable, triple exponential, but you still need to. You still have to climb that,
Selling hope once again. I think your point was medicine is going to be effectively free. The best medicine in the world.
Everyone will have access to medical care that is better than what the president receives right now.
Within 10 years, robotic surgeons will make the cost of surgery plummet dramatically while expanding access to quality healthcare worldwide. This is astonishing. The cost structure for surgery today is insane. A cardiac surgeon in the US makes around $400,000 per year. They work maybe 50 to 60 hours per week. They need years of training, 4 years of med school, 5 years of residency, 2 to 3 years of fellowship. By the time they're actually practicing, they're in their mid-30s and carrying hundreds of thousands worth of student debt. Now, compare that to an Optimus robot. It's predicted to cost around $20,000 to manufacture at scale. It can operate 24/7 at roughly $3 an hour in electricity and maintenance costs. No salary, no benefits, no malpractice, no insurance, no vacation days. But the real advantage is the shared memory system. Every human surgeon builds experience one case at a time over decades. An Optimus surgeon has instant access to every surgery ever performed by every other Optimus robot worldwide, and huge amounts of training data from surgeons as well. A human surgeon might do 300 heart surgeries in their career. An Optimus surgeon effectively has done millions before it even starts. It can see in infrared and ultraviolet, it's got extreme precision, it never had too much caffeine or got into a fight with its spouse or worked a 14-hour shift. The experience gap becomes massive within months of deployment. So what happens to healthcare costs? Right now, a heart bypass surgery costs $75,000 to $150,000 in the US. A huge chunk of that is the surgeon fee, anaesthetist fees, nursing staff, post-op care, pre-op. When robots can handle that end-to-end, you're looking at a gigantic cut in costs. That $100,000 today could end up being around $10,000, for example. And that's assuming hospitals keep their current markup structure. Competition could even drive that lower. Therefore, access to healthcare explodes because you're now not limited by how many surgeons you can train. Right now, there's about one surgeon for every 15,000 people in the US. In rural America, it's way worse. In Africa or Southeast Asia, you might have one surgeon per 100,000 people. With Optimus, you just manufacture more robots. Elon thinks we'll have 10 billion humanoid robots by 2040, and he says that could even be lowballing. Even if only 1% of them are doing surgery, that's 100 million surgical robots. The best surgical care in the world becomes available to villages throughout Africa and in rural America at a fraction of the cost. Healthcare stops being something you save up for or go bankrupt. It becomes available to everyone. Now, to end on a slightly lighter note, this clip had me in stitches. It's an absolute banger. Enjoy.
Compared to the sun, all other energy sources are like cavemen throwing some twigs into a fire. So the sun is over 99.8% of all mass in the solar system. Jupiter is around 0.1% of the mass. So even if you burnt Jupiter, the energy produced by the sun would still round up to 100%.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then if you teleported 3 more Jupiters into our solar system and burnt them too,
It would still round up.
the sun still rounds up to 100% of energy.
Any interest in fusion? I mean, like,
Yeah,
like fusion on a planet, fusion on Earth.
You know what? You know
See that coming a mile away.
You're never gonna guess how the sun works.
Giant coal plants.
I mean, we have a giant free fusion reactor that shows up every day.
93 million miles away.
Yeah. It's farcical for us to create little fusion reactors. I mean, that would be like, having a tiny ice cube maker in the Antarctic and say, "Hey, look, we made ice." I'm like, "Congratulations!" Even the fucking Antarctic.
So totally with you on this.
There's like 3-kilometer high glaciers right next to you.
Okay.
Ads are expensive and people don't trust them anymore, but they do trust YouTube. That's why 3 of our clients now make $100,000 a month for their business from growing a YouTube channel. If you run a business, book a call with me and I'll help you map this out.